Welcome back to another episode of Armored and Honor, the channel where we honor the heroes, leaders, and legends who shaped military history. Today, we take a look at the remarkable life and career of Mary Elizabeth Clarke, better known as Betty. Clarke, a trailblazer who broke barriers and helped pave the way for women in the United States Army. From enlisting in the Women's Army Corps during the final days of World War II, to becoming one of the highest-ranking women in the Army, Major General Clarke's story is one of determination, leadership, and service to her country. She faced challenges in a male-dominated military and proved through hard work and perseverance that she belonged among the Army's finest leaders. Her groundbreaking career would inspire generations of women to serve and lead in the armed forces, leaving behind a legacy that still impacts the military today. So join us as we dive into the incredible military career and lasting legacy of Major General Mary Elizabeth Clarke, here on Armored and Honor. Major General Mary Elizabeth Clarke, who went by Betty, was born on December 3, 1924 in Rochester, Monroe County, New York, to the parents of Richard Henry and Elizabeth Lillian Kennedy Clarke. She was the oldest of three siblings born to Richard and Elizabeth. She attended the Rochester Immaculate Conception School and the Rochester West High School. She was given the nickname of Betty when in her 20s. Clarke's first job was as a secretary and later as a defense worker. When she was 21 years old, she enlisted at Fort Des Moines, Iowa, in the Women's Army Corps, or WAC for short, in August of 1945, just before World War II just ended. She was commissioned into the WAC Officer Candidate course, and a commander from an all-male regiment thought it was inconceivable she would even get through the basic training. Clarke made it through the initial training and decided to remain in the Army. She served in the enlisted ranks for an additional 4 years. Clarke did her training at Fort Des Moines Provisional Army Officer Training School located in Iowa. Upon completion, she was then assigned as a supply sergeant at Camp Stoneman, California. In 1948, she was given orders to go to Berlin, Germany. There she was with the Berlin Brigade in the middle of the Berlin airlift crisis. Clarke's next assignments were at the United States Army Chemical Center and Valley Forge General Hospital. Clarke then did recruitment duty for a year. She attended the WAC Officer Candidate School at Camp Lee, and after the schooling in September 1949, she became a WSC commissioned officer as a second lieutenant. Then she went to Tokyo to become a commanding officer at a WS unit, and was there for 2 years before leaving to go to the United States. She held officers' positions in Texas, Alabama, Maryland, California, and Washington, D.C. from 1958 through 1971. Clarke was given duties at the Office of Equal Opportunity and Deputy Chief of Staff for Personnel in Washington, D.C., and did WAC consulting in preparation of historical books. She reached the rank of colonel in 1972 and became the commander of the United States WAC Center and School in Fort McClellan. Clarke became the department director of the WAC Advisory Office in 1974. In 1975, she became brigadier general and the leader of the UAC. She had special training at the United States Military Academy Preparatory School in 1976 to have women qualify to attend military academies, since it was then allowed for women to attend these academies, which came about through a federal directive of President Gerald Ford. Clarke was at the WAC from 1975 to 1978 as the last executive, as it was dissolved at the end of her administration, After this assignment, she was given the rank of a 2-star general and promoted to Major General in November 1978. She then immediately became commander of the United States Army Military Police School and Training Center. During her tenure, in 1979, she oversaw the return of the United States Army Chemical School from the Aberdeen Proving Ground near Edgewood, Maryland, to its former home at Fort McClellan by the city of Anniston, Alabama. Now, with 3 major missions, a basic training brigade, the Army Military Police School, and the Army Chemical School, she became commander of the United States Army Military Police and Chemical Schools, Training Center, Fort McClellan, Alabama. It was the first time a woman commanded a major military installation. Clarke was the first woman to achieve the class of Major General in the United States Army in 1978. In 1980, she was the first woman to complete 35 years of continuous active military service in the United States. She served in the Army for a total 36 years, retiring in 1981. This is the longest service ever served for a woman. Clarke, in 1980, was in charge of human resources for the Deputy Chief of Staff in Washington, D.C., and was there until she went into retirement in 1981. In 1984, she was appointed by the Secretary of Defense to women in the Service's Defense Advisory Committee. She was elevated to Vice Chair in 1986. In 1989, she became a member, later chair, of the Advisory Committee on Women Veterans. In 1992, she was a member of the Presidential Commission on the Assignment of Women in the Armed Forces. Clarke died June 10, 2011, in San Antonio, Texas, and is buried at the F.T. Sam Houston National Cemetery in Bexar County, Texas. Her awards and decorations includes Legion of Merit, Meritorious Service Medal with Oak Leaf Cluster, Army Commendation, Medal with Oak Leaf Cluster, Good Conduct Medal, Women's Army Corps Service Medal, American Campaign Medal, World War II Victory Medal, Army of Occupation Medal with Berlin Airlift Device and Germany Clasp, Medal for Humane Action, National Defense Service Medal with Oak Leaf Cluster. Her uniform was exhibited in a Pentagon display commemorating vital contributions of Army women pioneers. As we come to the end of today's episode of Armored in Honor, we remember the incredible legacy of Mary Elizabeth Clarke, a trailblazer whose dedication, leadership, and determination helped shape the future of women in the United States Army. From her early days in the Women's Army Corps to becoming one of the highest-ranking women in the military during her time, Major General Clarke proved that courage and perseverance can break barriers and inspire generations to come. Her story is more than military history. It is a story of service, sacrifice, and leadership that continues to inspire soldiers and civilians alike. Here on Armored in Honor, we are proud to share the stories of remarkable individuals like Major General Mary Elizabeth Clarke, whose contributions should never be forgotten. If you enjoyed this episode and appreciate the military history content we bring to this channel, please consider liking, commenting, and sharing this video with your friends and family. And if you are new to Armored and Honor, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and help support the channel by sharing our videos across social media. Thank you all for watching, and we look forward to seeing you next time for another powerful episode of Armored and Honor. Until then, stay safe, stay proud, and never forget the heroes who shaped history.